Over the last few years, I've noticed something interesting when talking with relocation clients who are looking to move to the greater Lansing, Michigan area. More and more people are telling me, I want to live in East Lansing. And it's not just because of the university. People are choosing East Lansing because of character homes, walkability, economic stability, strong schools, and excellent transportation options, all in one community. So in this episode of Lansing, Michigan Life, I'm going to break down the reasons why people choose East Lansing when they're looking to make a move to the greater Lansing, Michigan area. And I'm going to get started with this next episode right now. And if this is your first time to my channel, my name is ⴨ I am a top producing realtor in the greater Lansing, Michigan area, and I help people from all across the country, help them make a move to the greater Lansing, Michigan area. In fact, one of you who is watching this, I just recently helped make a move to East Lansing, which is the city that we're talking about. And one of the reasons why they wanted to move there was because of one of these reasons. And even today, I spoke with somebody who said, I want to live in East Lansing. So if that's you and you're looking to potentially make a move to East Lansing or Hazlet or DeWitt or Okemos, any of the communities that I feature here, feel free to reach out to me anytime. All my contact information is in the description below. Also, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, because you will be the first to be notified when new episodes of Lansing, Michigan Life go live, and give me a thumbs up if you like the content of this, because it just helps me to know what type of content to be able to make for the future of this channel. We are the #1 YouTube relocation team in the greater Lansing, Michigan area. We have over 100 videos of everything you need to know. So feel free to browse any of the videos in our library that we have. We have tons about East Lansing, which is the video I'm going to be talking about here. Now, I'm going to be talking about the pros here, but to complement this, those of you who like the negative, I would highly encourage you to check out my video, The Dark Side of East Lansing, because that will show you the cons of living in East Lansing so that you get a more balanced approach. But I haven't done one where it's just strictly about the pros. And it is a little bit more in depth than some of my pros and cons that I've done before. So I wanted to specifically talk about this wonderful city, East Lansing, Michigan. So the first thing that I wanted to address, why do they choose East Lansing? And a lot of it has to do with homes with character and custom architecture. And I'm not saying every single home in East Lansing has characters built in the 1900s or has this great contemporary architecture or mid-century modern architecture. I'm not saying that. There are some neighborhoods that are a little bit more cookie cutter where you see the same type of floor plan. They do have some of those neighborhoods there, but there are no other suburban areas in greater Lansing, and I'm pretty accurate when I say this, that offer the type of historical homes that East Lansing has. So if you are looking to be in a home built in the 1900s or early 1900s, East Lansing would be a great place to be able to look at. Also, I have people giving me calls from California. They want to see contemporary homes. If you're looking for a contemporary style architecture, I mean, we're in Michigan, we're not going to necessarily have contemporary all the time, but if you are looking for that, then there is a neighborhood called Old White Hills that has some European architectures that have made several homes in there. If you're looking for mid-century modern architecture, that is throughout East Lansing as well. That's where you're gonna have a higher probability of finding that type of style. Glencairn neighborhood, Chesterfield Hills, that's where you're gonna find your historical neighborhoods that are very walkable to Michigan State University and are very convenient maybe to some of the main things that are within downtown East Lansing. And also another neighborhood, if you're into the luxury homes and you want over $1 million home, there is White Hills Woods, where they have built huge McMansions, let's call it that. And some of the homes have gates on them. So again, lots of different types of architecture, lots of different types of custom architecture. And that's why a lot of people do tend to gravitate towards East Lansing than some of the other suburbs in Lansing. Number 2 reason why people are choosing East Lansing is its walkability and bike infrastructure. So if you live in Glencairn neighborhood, it's right off the main strip, Grand River Avenue, that takes you right into downtown. And so there's sidewalks that lead you, right into the main area of campus and the downtown. So there's tons of sidewalks there. But also throughout East Lansing, they have made tons of bike lanes, and they have actually demolished some old roads that are within the city of East Lansing, and they used to be 2-lane roads, and they actually compacted them to 1 lane with a bike lane so that people could easily bike on these. Also, in East Lansing. They took on Michigan Avenue, Grand River turns into Michigan Avenue, and Michigan Avenue takes you right to the Lansing Capitol. They are redoing that road to create a bike trail that takes you right into downtown Lansing, Michigan, which is the capital of Michigan, if you didn't already know that. And hopefully, if this is your first time to the channel, maybe you didn't know that. But lots of walkability, lots of bike infrastructure throughout Lansing. And there's also many parks and trails throughout East Lansing. I love the parks that are around there. There are parks that just have an extension of trails that goes all the way down into campus. Like you can cross over major streets like Lake Lansing Road and Saginaw, and you can take those trails and just be able to cross. And that's pretty phenomenal as well too. The third reason why people choose East Lansing over many different suburbs is also because of the strong public schools. Now, they are not the #1 top-rated schools within the greater Lansing, Michigan area, but they are ranked at the top. And if you go to ⴛⴜ East Lansing High School has A+ rating on ⴛ. And then McDonald Middle School, which is the middle school for East Lansing, has an A rating on ⴛ And then White Hills Elementary School is one of the elementary schools, not all of them, but that has an A rating on ⴛ. So if you explore East Lansing schools, they have strong ratings and they base it upon administration and diversity and athletics. I mean, there's all sorts of different grade criteria that go into why they give schools certain grades. I'm not gonna bore you with all those details there, but they do have great grades on ⴛ. Number 4 reason why people move to East Lansing is because it has incredible international cuisine. If you are looking to find a place that's gonna have so many different types of food from all over the world and more authentic food as well, I'm not talking about like Tex-Mex type food or just like, you know, generic Italian. I'm talking about real authentic cuisine from locals that lived in those countries. So within a few blocks of downtown East Lansing, you can find these types of cuisine throughout the downtown. And I'm gonna list them here pretty fast. You got Korean barbecue, you got Japanese sushi and ramen, you got Thai restaurants, you got Indian cuisine, Mediterranean and Middle Eastern food, Vietnamese pho, Chinese regional cuisine, Mexican and Latin American restaurants, and classic American pubs and brunch spots all throughout that area. So I'm somebody that likes to try different types of cuisine from all over the world. I love being able to frequent the downtown because they do have different nationalities that are there. And that's a lot of the reason why people love living so close to there, because they just have a lot of options for food. So you foodies out there, if you're looking into trying different things that maybe you have not usually tried, but you've always been loving international cuisine, definitely give East Lansing a try. Number 5 has to do with a stable housing market. What do I mean by that? Well, yes, everywhere in the greater Lansing, Michigan area, home prices have been going up. It's been a seller's market, all of that, right? And even during the downturn, East Lansing still did pretty well with just volume of sales. Why? Because you have people moving in and out all the time. So you have Michigan State University. Not everybody who works at Michigan State lives in East Lansing, but a majority of people want to have a close commute, right? So that's number 1. Then you also have the State of Michigan Jobs, which is in the downtown Lansing area. So you have that. You also have auto owners insurance. You have Jackson National Life. You have GM. And sometimes people, because you know, are looking for a certain school system, whatever, like you have people moving in and out from corporations, which helps in regards to the housing market still having places that list and having buyers that continuously move in here. So all to say, it creates great economic stability when you do have lots of corporations, people moving in and out. It makes it for a stable housing market, even in rougher housing markets. So number 6, and honestly, I feel like this reason, it should be at the top of the list of all the pros for living in East Lansing. In my opinion, I don't live in East Lansing, I live in DeWitt, but if I were to move to an area, I would want to have this be the top reason. And in real estate, you hear this all the time as well. This is what kind of drives prices. It's the prime location for anywhere in Greater Lansing. So if you look at the map of Greater Lansing, you know, Lansing's right in the center, and then obviously just east of Lansing is East Lansing. That's why it's called East Lansing, right? But because it's just east of Lansing, it's still central. And when you look at the highways that are there, you have 127, the expressway that just goes straight down into where East Lansing is. And then 127 has easy access to 496 to be able to take you to the west side of town, and that really cuts your commute to where you have no traffic lights on that interstate. Or if you wanted to just get to shopping, entertainment destinations on the west side of town, you could probably get there within about 10 to 15 minutes. Even though you're in East Lansing, it's all the way on the west side of town. Then you also have access to all the other interstates within a few miles. And so whenever you go anywhere within the Greater Lansing, Michigan area, except for 𝐿𝐼, okay, you end up taking major highways more than likely and traveling 70 miles an hour. So because it has such a prime location, I feel like that is a huge perk. It's for commuting, it's great. For just trying to get somewhere and try to check something out as far as shopping or entertainment, dining, whatever. You have everything right there. And that is pretty amazing. I mean, I see 𝐿𝐼 and I see ‼ I see ‿ which is up north, and you can get to some spots rather quick, but you're not right there dead in the center of everything. And that's what East Lansing is. I know this isn't about cons, but the only thing is, like, I said East Lansing, you don't have any major roads to 𝐿𝐼, but still 𝐿𝐼, depending on where you're at, is like only 5 minutes away. That's why you wouldn't necessarily use the highways to get to 𝐿𝐼. Number 7 is that the local government in East Lansing protects rental and neighborhood stability. I know it's a long one, but hear me out here, okay? If you saw my dark side of East Lansing, I totally slammed the local government, having the city of East Lansing there, right? They can be quite hardcore on some things. But the one thing that is really good about the local government in East Lansing is that they are protecting the neighborhoods that are especially close to campus from being overthrown with all of these rentals that are there. There are very strict laws. They've had neighborhoods vote to see if they will allow for rentals to be in there. And so the only way that you can have a rental is if you're in a non-rental overlay district, which has to be voted by the neighborhoods to see if they're gonna allow for rentals or not, or it has to be grandfathered in from before they did the rental overlay district vote. And this, again, just helps the stability in those neighborhoods because it keeps people there. I think a lot of people don't want to have a whole bunch of rentals surrounding them. Now, with having a local agent, we're gonna be able to tell you, hey, this is the area where there's gonna be more rentals than not. So I'm not saying that there's hardly any, because there are rentals throughout, but because of the local government that's there, they have created strict laws to help protect the residences that are there. So that is a good thing. So if you are looking to move here and you hear, well, it's a college town and I'm a little bit nervous to be able to do that. Yes, but there are rules, there are regulations to enforce to make sure that East Lansing just doesn't become a rental oasis for people and that you'll just be surrounded by rentals in your neighborhood. Number 8 reason why people would choose to live in East Lansing, Michigan is because of the multiple transportation options. I mean, yes, you can ride your bike, you can drive a car, but also they have the East Lansing Amtrak station, which takes you directly to Chicago. So if you don't want to have to drive all the way to Chicago, they have an option there. If you want to be able to take the Michigan Flyer bus, it will take you to Detroit Metropolitan Airport, and then you don't have to drive to the airport and park in the parking lot. So they do have what's known as the Michigan Flyer that takes you directly to those airports. And they also partner with the Capital Area Transportation Authority, also known as CATA, that's the acronym. And City of Lansing has CATA, yes, but there are tons of bus stops throughout East Lansing. That's where CATA has a ton of stops. So if you are looking to potentially limit the mileage that you have on your cars, there are multiple bus stops that you can utilize the CATA bus system as well. So again, a nice perk to be able to have in East Lansing, to have all those options, because not every single area in Lansing even has a train or has the Michigan Flyer. East Lansing's the one that has those. And this last one I feel is the most important, and I didn't wear my green and white, which is the color of Michigan State University Spartans. So those of you who are watching this who know about Michigan State, you're like, why are you wearing blue? Why are you, are you go blue? No, I'm not, which is Michigan University. That's their big rival. So I am a Spartan fan. I just did not wear the green and white. But the last factor is being in a college town and having a college town energy. In my Dark Side of Lansing video, I said, hey, for some of you, you might not like having college kids around. Are they around? Yes, but having the energy of people who are rooting for a football team, who are rooting for basketball teams, volleyball, hockey, having a Big Ten school where you have all these people that have all this pride for their school, and it's only 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes away from where you're possibly living, that is amazing to have. But if you're in East Lansing, like, you're surrounded by it. Like, you're seeing Spartan stuff everywhere. So to have that college energy, it's just something that you're not gonna have everywhere. And we have it right in East Lansing, Michigan. So I really hope that you enjoyed this episode, just being able to point out some of the huge pros for living in East Lansing. If you have any questions on any of the stuff I said, feel free to contact me at the information below. You can call me, text me, email me, schedule a Zoom with me so I can talk with you about your real estate goals as well. I would love to be able to talk with you face to face. Also, if you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to my channel so that you can be the first to be notified when a brand new episode of Lansing, Michigan Life goes live. And did I miss something that I didn't think about? Like, was there a major thing that I didn't think about? Drop in the comments below. Talk about the things that you love about East Lansing. Maybe you went to college at Michigan State, you moved away, and now you're looking to relocate here. Talk to me about something maybe I missed. Interact with me there. So, hope you enjoyed this. And again, until next time, everybody, take care and make it a great day.